Hey there. Well, welcome. Welcome back. See, we're back at Donut Prince here in Burbank. Don't get a divorce, get a donut. Famous line, thanks to Rhett and Link. And that famous ad of theirs. It's got George Lopez. Oh. So I'm not here in Burbank like normal when I get trips up here, which are good trips. They pay pretty good. But unfortunately, that's not the case this time. I'm here in Burbank because at 7:50, it's early in the morning, I gotta go to this tire shop and get my tires replaced because I have an inspection. Yes. Chocolate. Yep. I get a Department of Transportation, LA DOT inspection of my taxi, which is something they do for all the taxis. Yeah. You get to go through a very thorough inspection, like I said, the paint, does the lights work, do the brakes work, does everything work? And they do a pretty somewhat thorough job of inspecting cabs to see that they're up to snuff. You got the, insurance, the meter's been inspected, everything. So that's coming up today at, I don't know, it's in between 8 and 11. So that's what's up. But it just goes to show how freaking rotten the system is. Mainly that Uber and Lyft, these unregulated taxis, which run around ignored by the city, thanks to $250,000 that Uber gave to Garcetti, the mayor, that son of a bitch. They get to just drive everywhere. And it's crazy too, because I live in Glendale, and our company can't even operate in Glendale. How stupid is that? I mean, I live in Glendale, and I had to take the car, to get some body work done for this stupid inspection. And it was way up in the valley, so the owner suggested that I get a lift. No, he said get Uber, and I said fuck that. It's on principle that you don't help a company that's out to put you out of business. So I just caught a bus, because there was a bus that went right there. Took a little longer, of course, but it's much cheaper. I mean, buses are way cheaper than Uber. But hey, during peak hours, I mean, Uber charges way, way, way more than cabs. Come on. Oh, that's so good. Yes, so. Alright, so I'm enjoying myself right now. Before I take my cab over and get some tires, which are, and to make sure that we get good tires. The guy who owns this car, Arcady, he gets good tires to make sure that you get good quality tires, they will last a while, which is a good thing. Don't get cheap tires. So besides that, things have been pretty poor. As an example, let's see, the last few pinks at the airport, they've been terrible. Let's see, the first two before the one we just had, there were only only managed to catch two of them. One of them, for instance, I waited at the airport all day, and they only called pink twice. So I wasted literally it was 6 or 7 hours or some insane period of time just waiting by the airport for pinks. They called one in the late morning, and then one it was night, 7 o'clock or something like that. So I sat around the airport all day. That was terrible. And then the last one before it, they called only two. And then the airport before my last one, similarly, not many trips. It was on. It was on a Sunday, which is normally really, really slow day. So I barely got any trips at all because I was sitting around waiting most of the time. And the only thing that saved the day was 2 trips right at the last. Let's see, because it was late at night, and I got a trip to Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, which is up by Thousand Oaks. So that was about $143, which was, thank God. So that was just a guy going up there. So as I'm heading back, I decided to stop in Sherman Oaks and get a coffee since I was kind of tired. It was 11 o'clock at night. So here's the second one. Yum. It's glazed too, plus coconut. Yeah, so I did stop and get a coffee and just rest for a bit before I headed back to the airport. Because at that point, about 11 o'clock, and getting there, I was probably going to catch one more. Just because of how slow it was. But while I was waiting there, a young lady approached and said she was in need of a ride all the way out to Ventura. Which I thought, whoa, wow. So I made sure, do you really, really need this? Because it's going to be a long trip. So she gave me the address and I calculated it, and it was going to be about $150, which it was. That's the thing about taxis, right? You can calculate the exact, if you know the distance and the address, yeah, you can calculate it because it's a fixed rate system, $2.70 per mile. Yeah, none of this peak hour bullshit. Well, they just jack the rates up because of these artificial shortages they say, which the drivers admit they manipulate. So yeah, she admitted it. Yeah, she needed a ride. She was stuck there, and she needed to get back. Although she said that she didn't have the full amount, but she had about $93. So she put me on the phone. I called up the guy who was going to cover the rest of the fare. So I got him on the line. I told him what was going on and how much it was going to cost, and he agreed. So I said, okay. So all right, so at that point, I mean, that's the fun of this job, is the uncertainty of these kind of situations. All right? Because that's a long trip. Ventura, that's a long trip, late at night. Thankfully, no traffic at that time of night. So that's going on. In the meantime, while she's trying to reach this guy, there's another guy there, and we get to talking, and he gets to, because he had offered to drive her, and she said, basically he wants to rape me, that kind of thing. Or that's what she said anyways later on. Although she was kind of paranoid, but these days, I mean, it happens so often, women are justified in being as wary as possible. But while we're talking, he said that he used to run he owned a limo business. He had a small limo business, had about 6 limos, and did pretty good. And then once Uber and Lyft came along, that was it. That was the end of his business. He had to sell off his limos and go do something else. Yeah, that's very typical. Remember some other limo driver when we were at Century Plaza, and he'd drop somebody off, and he parked, and he was going into the hotel to go to the bathroom and talk to us, and he bitterly complained about Uber and Lyft and how they were creaming the limos, because like us, they have to play by the rules and be regulated, licensed, and all that, and they can't compete. Yeah, that's just the case. We have to charge $2.70 per mile. Lyft charges 88 cents. Uber charges 85 cents. They've lowered their fares. I mean, it's going to get to the point, how the hell, drivers ain't going to make shit. You have to be really fucking stupid to drive for Uber and Lyft at the rates they're going. Really, you got to be fucking desperate to drive for that amount. And they are. And it's the case that down in Orange County, A-Cab, it's a small cab company, they went out of business. So yeah, because as they're intended to, they're out to drive taxis out of business. And that's 150 people that lost their jobs. Yeah, so, my friend Kurt, he tries to shove off, he drives Lyft. He's one of the local characters there. Sorry for the noise. Okay. So that's it. Things are poor. I'm barely making it. Yeah, that's just so. I'm gonna get some tires on my car, and I hope you have a good day. Oh yeah, and guess I should finish the story about this young lady, because yeah, I took her. Or when I get there, her boyfriend came out, or whoever he was, because she was staying with him. It's hard to tell exactly what, but along the way, I mean, said she was part Indian and a few other things, and she really got into a whole rapping rant about injustice and all the usual things that kind of obsess her, and I don't know, she's kind of definitely one of the more radical feminist types, where everything is wrong and women are just the constant victims of male oppression, even though she lived with a guy. But at some point, just by questioning her in a Socratic way, that I kind of took on her pessimistic ways, and she said, "Okay, that's enough." And we had she calmed down, and the rest of the way was pleasant because we had some nice music on the radio. And yeah, and at the end he paid, so that was $150, and she did a little extra on the tip too. So, whew, quite a trip. So yeah, those two saved the day, because otherwise, although my last airport day, the total for working the whole day was $343, which is very, very sad. Halfway decent day is about $500, but that's just how it is sometimes. You don't get too many good trips, so most of them are like short. If they're anywhere in the vicinity, the airport makes us charge $19. You know, it's this kind of stuff. It's so crazy. Just like, I live in Glendale, I want to hire a taxi, right, to get me home, and I can't even hire my own company. The company I work for, right? I got to call up another company's cab, and they did a good job. You know, they got there quickly. He followed directions, and I got home pretty quickly. And we had a good discussion. He was ranting about Uber too, so that was a cool ride, and I gave him a nice tip. So that's it. I think I've gone over the time, so see you later, and I'll try to record something of the inspection, just so you can see what it's like. Okay. See you later. Take care. And always think. Bye-bye.